Look at Miss Chrsitine and her vintage. It's almost like a Christmas glam because you almost got the red and green happening. You know
sort of pink and turquoise, but close enough.
Let's call it a Christmas adjacent New Year's situation.
And this is a big deal because today is 2021.
Yeah.
Like the first day of
I know
it.
a lot of people are hungover right now, I think.
I think a lot of people have been hungover for a long period of time.
I think
it's okay.
They're all kind of coming to and realizing it's not 2019 anymore. They're like, wait, what happened all year? They're all kind of...
It's not 2019, it's not 2020. Or did I miss the joke?
You missed the joke. That's okay.
I don't get it.
That's okay. No, 2020, I'm very glad you're gone. Thank you.
Yes, me too. We don't miss you at all.
No. I hope everyone has a much better year. I already told you that if you listen to the last episode that came out, I am hoping for a lot of sandwiches this year.
That's right.
And that's kind of all I'm hoping for.
Yeah, we decided to scale down our manifesting and focus on food.
I think I'm going to I don't know how long this will last, probably like twice, and then I'll never do it again. But it'd be interesting to keep a log of all the sandwiches I eat this year. So I might do
you
that.
and I probably have a history on Postmates to like check on. So
okay, that's okay.
Yeah, we can probably just go back. Honestly, in 2020, you and I probably ate a lot of sandwiches just because,
Let's just say I should have invested in Postmates is what I should have done because I probably spent thousands of dollars last year in Postmates. So
oh my God.
Hopefully everyone is doing well and excited for a new year and fingers crossed for a lot of good things.
I feel like even if we're hungover, like we're happy because it's like, you know what? We're hungover, but we're ready to roll, ready to move on.
It's the biggest sigh of relief I think globally we've all had.
Correct. Yes. Okay. Agreed.
Well, to start off the new year, we have a hot 7 stories for you. Eva threw in a bonus. Yes. And I'm going to read them first this time. So
you're going to read them? Okay, I'll just sit here.
I'll start them first.
I'll lay on my fainting couch and be serenaded.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's I would like you to just kind of look like you're just barely hanging on for dear life throughout all of this.
That's what I always look like, I thought you said.
It's what you sound like. That's for sure.
Oh, okay.
Just ask anyone who listens to this podcast. They're like, oh my God. All of us
I'll make the face.
We're all barely getting through this.
Okay. You go ahead then.
Okay, so this is story number 1. Also, if for some reason this is your first time ever listening to a listener's episode, on the first of every month we put these out, and you can submit your own personal stories on the submission form on our website, and that's why we drink. Okay.
.com.
.org.
.edu.
.gov, I think.
Yeah. Figure it out. We'll be there.
.nelnet or something.
What?
At Hotmail. Okay. So this is called Haunted Christmas Tree. And it is from Michaela, who goes by she, her. Thank you for normalizing pronouns, Michaela. Michaela says, hello, Emmethy, Christopoulos, and Evatha. I'm 24 years old and have been listening to y'all since the beginning of Dawn. Oh, wow. So.
Okay. That makes us super old.
I just feel like my skin is turning to dust as we speak.
What did you call me that one time when I turned like 28? You called me...
Probably the go-to is usually Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, you called me the Crypt Keeper like 85 times in a row.
And that was like 85 years ago, so imagine what I'd call you today.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Just a pile of ash, I suppose. Okay, so I've been listening to you since apparently the dawn of time, yikes. And good Lord, it's been a wild fucking ride. That we can confirm.
Ain't that the truth?
I sucked my mom into your show, and she's binged it up to the early 100s now. Wow.
Hi, Mom.
So more than halfway through. It feels so good to have someone else to gush about your show with. Aw. Anyways, I know how much y'all love a good spook, so one might say this is filled with concentrated entertainment. Oh, tall order. You're really promising something here. Okay. So get fucking ready. It all began when I was about 7 on the floor wrapping gifts for my mom's party and just minding my own business. First of all, a 7-year-old wrapping presents is a skill I, as a 7-year-old, did not have.
That was my job. I had to bartend at my stepmother's house at Christmas parties and wrap the presents.
I couldn't wrap the presents, but I definitely did walk around and offer people food and then hope they'd say no so I could eat it.
I was like, I've never seen you give away food.
It was early. I hadn't really learned my own power yet. All of a sudden, I see a tall, thin, solid black figure lean out of the bathroom doorway. I always imagined him looking like Abe Lincoln. Just as I looked up, he popped back into the bathroom. My stomach sank, and I immediately turned around to my mom, sitting on the couch behind me, and said, "Mom, you're probably not going to believe me, but I just saw a man come out of the bathroom." This woman casually, and I mean casually, replied, "Oh, yeah, I've seen him too."
Mom!
That sounds like Renata. Wait a minute.
It does sound like it. It sounds like
Christine,
Renata.
did you write this?
She would say, "Yeah, I saw him, but I saw him 8 more times than you did."
She'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know him. He his head fell off one time. I watched the whole thing.
And also, he's in love with me, and he's actually your real dad. Anyway, keep wrapping gifts.
It's actually your father. Oh my
Your last
God.
name is Lincoln, and you're not even German. So,
Boy, are you honest.
Dear God, I hope she doesn't listen to this by some miracle that she actually turns the show on.
Because then she's going to tell you that Honest Abe literally is your father. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to know the truth.
Your father is from the 1800s.
That's why I'm the fucking crypt keeper.
Okay, so Michaela says, "I was dumbfounded, perplexed, and kind of angry that she just brushed it off. And a few years go by with feelings of being watched, unexplained noises, me waking up with scratches, and figures of my mom's nativity set being knocked over. Oh no!
Oh no!
And the occasional growling. Great. Don't even ask me why we didn't leave, because trust me, I wanted to." Okay, noted. "As a child, you only carry so much leverage in convincing your whole family to get up and move. Until you're our children. And then you just suggest
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
Like off the cuff, say maybe we should move. And I'm like, that was a sign.
Oh no.
Anywho, onward to the juicy bits. That was not juicy. Okay. "I can't remember how old I was, but one year my mom bought me a 3-foot Christmas tree to put in my room. My sister and I shared a room. So I placed it on top of a bedside dresser that was in between our beds. I decorated it with cute little plastic ornaments, silver and gold tinsel, and topped it with a golden star. Precious. That night, when I was going to sleep, I was facing the tree that was maybe 1.5 feet from my face. In the pitch black, silent room, I heard the ornaments start to shake as if someone had moved a branch." Okay. This is when I pretend it's a cat, whether or not I have a cat.
It was moonshine. I was about to say, the number of ornaments he's shattered in the last 48 hours.
Oh, Christ. Right after I hear this, the sound of a little girl giggling breaks the silence.
Goodbye.
Mind you, my sister is older than me. I'm the youngest, and my cat's meow does not sound like a little ghost child's laugh. Okay, good to know. I was frozen in fear and trying to process what just happened, but of course, I just roll over to face the wall and drift off to sleep. I know I spoke to my mom about it, and I can't remember what she said, but I guarantee she just shrugged it off. Yes, that checks out with Renata, at least. A few years later, my sister's friend engaged in a Ouija board at another person's house and asked about the history of our house. So she somehow found out that 2 children were poisoned on the property and an old man had died there.
Oh my God.
That old man is not a friendly ghost and is probably the one to have scratched me and growls, so likely a demon. But it explains the little girl giggling and makes me wonder if she loved Christmas so much that she just wanted to touch the Christmas tree. Or maybe she was just fucking with me. Okay. Who knows? I've got a plethora of stories I could go on and on about, including one with a seance, but I'll write in another time. Seriously and sincerely, thank you for all the laughs, tears, and creepy stories. They keep me on my toes every week, and you are all incredible humans. Live, laugh, lemon. Okay, well, didn't have to end it like that.
I'm stuck on something.
Yeah.
Tears?
Of laughter, of joy.
Uh-oh.
Obviously.
What have we done?
I'm imagining the tears are from when we're just so mentally cute and give each other presents.
Mentally cute? Is that the phrase you just used?
When we're so...
That's one way to put it.
Did I say mentally cute? You know what?
I'm pretty sure. I could have definitely just heard it that way, which is also telling.
I don't know what I said, if we're going to be totally honest.
I don't think any of us know what we said at any point. So it's
we started this with a joke that did not land on my half, so it's fine. It's no matter what I say, it's just going to be a mess. I'm hungover. I'm sorry. It's the first of the year, so
yeah. We Well, to be fair, we can't blame 20. Well, actually, we're still in 2020, so we're going to continue to blame 2020. We're recording this before the new year. I'm sure the day that at midnight, 12:01, when the bell tolls, Em and I will suddenly be reborn into perfect creatures.
All of a sudden, we'll speak like perfect, like old English, and like
it'll be beautiful.
Everything will sound like a limerick, and it'll be just peachy all the time.
Aw, how fun.
And also we'll be like mentally cute and you'll cry or something. I don't know.
Mentally cute.
I really don't know what I said. We'll have to go back and listen to that later.
It's probably not what I said, so I apologize in advance.
Well, I think the tears came from any time that you and I have been cute together and like done something sweet for each other. So
I'm glad you think that, because I'm assuming we did something to, make others cry, but that's just my go-to.
Maybe the tears are from the escape room, which by the way, I did on my secret TikTok account, I do regularly check when ATWD is hashtagged in something on TikTok. And someone recently did a TikTok about the escape room and how like awful it was. Sorry.
Em, it's a fun fact, everybody. Em does not like give me their TikTok or follow me on TikTok, even though Em knows my TikTok and has told me they have a TikTok, and yet somehow avoids me on there, which...
I also, to be fair, apparently like don't have you on close friends on Instagram. I just don't fucking trust anything.
I just keep vanishing off your close friends. I don't know if you blocked me. Listen, Em and I are going to figure this out in the new year, I guess.
We'll figure, next year.
For now, Em's just going to keep me at arm's length, which, I don't blame you.
That's part of the tears category, I think, actually.
It's my tears, certainly, yes.
Today's program is brought to you by Athletic Greens, the most comprehensive daily nutritional beverage that I have ever tried, that you have ever tried, Chrsitine, that RJ's ever tried, that everyone we know has ever tried, apparently.
Yeah, Blaze and my sister, as I say, like to take it out of my cupboard, so that's really nice and fun and not annoying to me. But truly, with so many stressors in life, it's difficult to maintain effective nutritional habits, especially in the past 12 months, I've found. And, we want to give our bodies the nutrients it needs to thrive. So with busy schedules, poor sleep, exercise, or stress, or just simply not eating the right foods, I can probably relate to most of those. That is where Athletic Greens can help. Their daily all-in-one superfood power is by far the easiest and most delicious nutritional habit that you can add to your health routine today and empower you to take ownership of your health.
I mean, I really have felt a lot better when obviously quarantine hit, and I was not seeing the sun very often, and I wasn't getting my my daily intake of nutrition at all. And then RJ was like, hey, why don't you try these little Athletic Greens and put them in my smoothies? And then I was just feeling rejuvenated. I wasn't as sleepy. I mean, I was feeling so much better.
One tasty scoop of Athletic Greens contains 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food source ingredients, including a multivitamin, multimineral, probiotic, green superfood blend, and more that all work together to fill the nutritional gaps in your diet, increase energy and focus, aid with digestion, and support a healthy immune system, all without the need to take multiple products. You just put a scoop in your water, mix it up. It tastes really good. You don't expect that necessarily from a product that's really healthy, but it really does. And that is simply why I regret letting my sister try it.
And right now, Athletic Greens is doubling down on supporting your immune system during the winter months. They're offering our audience a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase if you visit our link today. And you'll basically never have to buy vitamin D again. So win-win-win.
So whether you're looking for peak performance or better health, covering your bases with Athletic Greens makes investing in your energy, immunity, and gut health each day simple, tasty, and efficient. Simply visit athleticgreens.com/drink and join health experts, athletes, and health-conscious go-getters around the world who make a daily commitment to their health every day.
Again, simply visit athleticgreens.com/drink and get your free year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs today.
Have you ever said to yourself, I love the fact that I've had the same few pairs of sheets since just after college, and I never even liked them then, but I just keep washing them every week, or maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and putting them back on the bed like it's totally normal? Well, stop that, Em. Stop it.
I was going to say, listen, no, I have not had that experience, although I do know many who have had that experience.
I did have that experience, so I'm going to be honest. But Brooklinen can make that voice in your head, and my head, I guess, and the bad sheets on your bed go away. So just listen. This is me projecting onto you, really, Em.
I mean, if you're someone who does not have that many sheets, I will say I only had 2 pairs of sheets for a good couple years when I first moved out by myself. And now and first of all, they were also kind of raggedy. They weren't looking very sharp. And I treated myself to Brooklinen sheets, and I have just, what?
Yeah, I'm just saying you can't go back
Oh,
now to your ragged
excuse me,
sheets.
I'm in the middle of talking about how much I love these sheets. No,
I'm just narrating from the sideline.
I finally treated myself to like classy, swanky, like they feel nice, they look good. My parents are proud of me when they visit me. I mean, it's everything you could want.
It's true. So Brooklinen works directly with manufacturers to make luxury available directly to you without the luxury level markups. I feel like Em and I, if I can lump you into this, didn't think
Yes.
we were the type of people who could afford luxury bedding.
No.
So Brooklinen makes that possible, which is great. Brooklinen has a variety of sheets, colors, patterns, and materials to fit your needs and tastes. They are so cozy. They are glam. They're beautiful.
Glam, for sure.
They're worth it, for sure.
They're so worth it. I have the window pane ones. I have dark gray. I also have I think they're like a pinstripe gray and white ones. They're just beautiful. They all look so nice. And it's 2021 now, so do something nice for yourself to start the new year. And to help you do that, Brooklinen has a special offer.
Go to brooklinen.com and use promo code DRINK to get $25 off when you spend $100 or more plus free shipping. That's BROOKLINEN.com and enter promo code DRINK to get $25 off when you spend $100 or more plus free shipping.
brooklinen.com and use promo code DRINK at checkout.
Okay.
All right.
This, speaking of tears, is from Linda, who uses she, her pronouns. The subject is cursed by listening to others' curses. Oh, see, I was afraid this would happen, that we would create kind of like a Rings of Hell situation where ripples.
I was going to say, what a loop that we asked for curses, then those curses cursed others, and now there's okay.
I'm now understanding the tears part. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Linda says, Dear Eva and Co.
Thank you. It's probably correct.
Yeah. As the subject says, I had to contact you because I think I was cursed by the recent Listener Stories episode. Congrats on the 50th. I imagine that has some sarcasm.
Yeah. I felt it didn't feel good entirely.
Oh my gosh. I listened to the 50th Listener Stories for a second time last night because I was missing you two, and you both are always a welcome sound in my ears. I was freaking out and thankful as I had never been cursed by your podcast until last night.
Oh.
I was exhausted and feeling low, so I went to bed early. I was plagued by nightmares where I was locked in an airport and the room slowly filled up with water. Okay, woof. I'm sweating. That's one of my nightmares.
That's awful.
I remember clinging to the wall because I knew if I let go, I would drown. As I was holding on for dear life, a child came up to me and smiled wide.
No.
Okay, hang on.
Okay. You don't have to smile or exist. I don't like alive, dead, in between.
I just, as I'm reading this, Emma, I just remembered a dream I had last night, and I'm getting goose cam, so let me tell you it after.
I'm sorry, was the child smiling wide?
It was something with smiling wide. Okay, I'll tell you in a minute. It's horrible. I can't believe I just remembered that. I woke up in the middle of the night and grabbed Blaze and was like, help. I was very scared. Okay, hang on. Sorry. This is not about me. Okay. As I was holding on for dear life, a child came up to me and smiled wide. The child was a little girl with long blonde hair and an eerily perfect smile. She waded too easily through the deepening water that should have been over her head by then. I screamed at her to hold on to something because I feared the water would pull her away and she would drown in this room with me.
Good night.
I want you to let go, was all she said.
See ya!
I'm so scared. I have goose cam. Oh my God.
Okay, if she's smiling and saying, let go.
I know.
I would let go of her hand and I'd say, goodbye.
Okay. Sayonara. Oh my God, I'm home alone again. Why do we always do this when I'm home alone? Okay. Ugh. I want you to let go, was all she said while still smiling. And she pulled out a knife. Oh my God. And stabbed me in the back of the leg. The pain caused me to let go, and I was pulled under the water. While I struggled to reach the surface, I could see her face blurry from the water above me, and her eyes were black. I woke up gasping for air, literally gasping for air and feeling nauseous. Something was not right in my house. I staggered out of my bed because I could smell propane.
Oh, good night.
Oh, fuck. I turned on all the lights and searched the house, opening windows along the way to get some fresh air. Then I found the source. There is a tiny latched... Okay, this is your first mistake, Linda. There is a tiny latched door in the back of my closet. Okay,
and you walked briskly away, correct?
Yeah. Where M says, why didn't you move out? I'm saying, why did you move in at all? But okay.
Yep.
It sounds like a very Christine move to pull.
I found this little door at an estate sale.
I'm sure there's something in it. I'm gonna go inside while no one's home.
It's a little girl with a match lit as you smell propane. That's what it is.
I'm terrified, Em. Okay. Then I found the source. There is a tiny latch door in the back of my closet, and this door is hard to open. It takes me a good minute to wrestle with the latch. My shoes in front of it were undisturbed, still lined up correctly, and to get to the door, you'd have to push aside my clothes that hang in front of it.
Ugh.
They still hung neatly, untouched. That door in my closet was wide open, and coming from inside, a propane line was snapped in half and spilling gas into my bedroom.
Good night.
Are you okay?
I got nothing good to say. First of, well,
Okay, I guess I'll read the end. I have a sick feeling that either a black-eyed child or a haunted doll opened that door while I slept and wanted me to die. Is it a coincidence that I happened to listen to others' plights regarding the trouble you have caused? It is anyone's guess. Love you both and will still lovingly listen, Linda.
The fact, if you genuinely think that we cursed you and your next thought is, I'm going to keep listening. Linda, you got some bigger fish to fry.
Linda, run away from us.
Oh, no.
Wait, that's honestly one of the scarier ones I think we've ever read, if not the scariest, because it's like a real life terror.
Yeah.
Mixed with
it's
nightmare.
like whatever, if something was there and it wanted to scare you, it chose some real properly based fear.
Yeah. Like, that's
extremely
extremely dangerous, A. B, how does that even happen? And that the door was open even though your shoes were lined up properly in front of it.
Also, like, really picked like 3 of the worst ways to go of like drowning, stabbing, and fire. Like,
oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's even worse, I didn't even think of that.
Because I would argue that one of those 3 are definitely the worst ways to go.
Yeah, I would not argue with you on that.
I mean, they're all bad ways to go. But
okay,
like,
that was really scary, Em. I'm going to like not... Oh, I guess I'll tell you, my dream's not even remotely as scary, but last night I had this dream that Blaze and I like found this doll. Okay, now I'm just like wondering what the hell's going on. I had this dream that I found this doll and it was just like, it looked like an Egyptian sphinx sort of. And Blaze was like freaking out. And it was so weird. And he kept freaking out. I was like, what's the big deal? We just got to throw it away. Like, because we knew something was wrong with it. And then he said, it's not where it's supposed to be. And I said, what do you mean it's not where it's supposed to be? And he said, because I used to be in it. And then I woke up and I was like, bye. And then I woke up, but I was too scared to open my eyes because I was convinced, I was like a kid. I was like convinced that if I opened my eyes, there would be like something standing there. Oh, and so it took me, I counted to like 100. And then I eventually like turned over with my eyes closed, and then I like grabbed Blaze's arm, but then I was like, oh my god, but in my dream Blaze like was the demon. So then I got all in my head.
So anyway, you could have opened your eyes and rolled over and seen a human-sized Egyptian sphinx doll lying next to you.
It was like a weird sphinx, and he was like, because I was in it, and I was like, goodbye. Anyway, so that's what it reminded me of, because it was smiling in the okay. Yikes. Usually if I have bad dreams, it's about like murderers, not like demons. So this one was very uneasy for me.
I had some really interesting nightmares last night, but they were surprisingly, for the first time ever, like just like a nightmare where like I kind of woke up and I was like, oh, that's just a nightmare, instead of it being like, oh, there's a demonic force in my room.
I'm gonna die.
Like this, like it was like I made up in my dream, I made up a Marvel movie that was like, that doesn't exist, but it was like really fucking scary. It was like a Marvel horror movie. And then I woke up and thought, that would have been a scary movie. And then I went back to sleep.
That sounds like a good dream.
It was kind of disturbing. But it wasn't like, it was finally not paranormal, which is what 99% of my nightmares are based on.
I know. I feel like we like switch places.
Yeah.
Anyway, apparently Blaze was in a doll as a demon in Egypt, so
And also, fine. You know what? Past lives and your weird attachment to Egypt, it makes me think like that there could be something there.
Okay.
Anyway, here's story number 3. This is called "I Picked the Wrong House for the Bachelorette Party."
Oh, so did M, Zach Baggins Museum.
You know what? I picked the exact right house. So
I know, you're right. Who am I kidding?
It came with a 12-page NDA and a life
literally did.
And like an insurance liability form.
And I bought an autograph poster, so I could just go right to hell.
Yeah, the house
also,
I picked.
I'm lighting a candle. Sorry.
The house I picked for your bachelorette party literally had PTD in it. So
that's okay. You know what? You're right.
You had a great time. Okay, so this is from Lakota. who uses she, her pronouns. So thank you for normalizing pronouns.
That's a pretty name.
Lakota. Yeah, I was afraid it's like Dakota, but with an L.
Yeah, that's a very nice name.
Okay, I picked the wrong house for the bachelorette party. Hello, Christine, M, Eva, Xenon. I think this is Xenon's first shout out.
I think so too.
Girl, Zizi. She's like, hey.
She knows it. She's
XX. Umlaut. Yeah. She just flying above. She knows her ears are ringing.
Her big hoops are ringing. They're like satellite dishes.
Xenon, Lemon, and most importantly, Geo, Junie, and Moonshine. I've been wanting to send this story in for what seems like forever, but alas, I am lazy and I don't want to waste any more time, so let's crack into it. In October of 2018, I was tasked with planning my best girl Brit's bachelorette party. She was set on Savannah, Georgia, due to her love of all things spooky and stuck in time. So I'm down with that. That makes a lot of sense. I love
Savannah.
I feel like Savannah, Georgia, I'm sure people from these two places are gonna like clash on Twitter or something, but Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina have the same level of like timelessness
like
and
old school, but like
historical ghosty vibes. To me, they feel the same. But yeah, okay, great location. I, too, am a lover of all things dark and haunted, so I was stoked to get this party planned. With the help of some lovely friends, I finally picked an Airbnb for the weekend, not too far from downtown, large enough for all 8 of us. Seemed perfect, right? Incorrect. Oh my gosh, okay. Half of us arrived in Savannah a few hours early to decorate and set it up. Side note, ya girl had a surprise Game of Thrones feast planned, and it was the shit. That sounds dope. That sounds really cool.
Oh my God, how cool.
If all you had to say was feast, like, God. Okay, Christine, bachelor party, okay, feast.
The amount of wine that I see on Game of Thrones, I always ended up just like craving wine and like, I don't know.
I would like my theme to be feast, actually. So just remember that.
As we just described, I walked around with trays of booze for my parents' friends, and you walked around with trays of food. So I think this is pretty fitting.
Honestly, I would like my party to just be like me sitting on a throne, and every person I know and love just offers a different platter of my favorite food.
Eva, I need you to actually write that down because Em's not kidding. Em's saying
I'm not kidding.
I would like, but like it's not a joke.
Everyone can pick which food it is that they're serving me, but I would like at least 1 steak, 1 fried chicken, 1 mac and cheese. I mean, we'll talk to Allison.
I know that part, but Eva, write down this idea because it's pretty good, actually.
It's delightful.
It's actually delightful.
Okay, so thank you. You might have actually just changed the way that my party goes. Okay, feast. Where's that word? Okay, here we are. When I first stepped in, I was in love. Though it had been beautifully renovated, the house was very old and still had the original architecture intact. It was perfect, and I decided that the bride-to-be and I would share the master bedroom for obvious reasons. So I went upstairs to get our stuff set up.
We were lovers. I wanted to spice up the story.
I wish the drama were there for the sake of this story only, of like, for obvious reasons.
I know, I'm like, obvious reasons, like, wink, wink.
I get you were best friends, but maybe you're also like the other bride?
I mean, it's Game of Thrones. Like, you never know what's going on with these people.
You know what? Lakota, you walked right into this. That's what happened.
Right into this.
So from the second I walked into the room, I knew I was very much not alone. Great. This is the master bedroom. I'm pretty sensitive to this kind of stuff, so it wasn't anything new, but I was still on edge because I had to sleep there all weekend. That's, first of all, the bride-to-be isn't there yet. You can leave. You can be like, bride-to-be, this is your room. Have fun.
A good point. I know we're lovers, but you can have this room to yourself.
Christine, I know we're best friends / obviously obvious for obvious reasons lovers, but I think you need to have alone time. I'm going to be
at the feast.
I'm going to be at the feast, and you be.
I was going to be at the feast. Actually, when we did stay in a haunted Airbnb, you went to the cryptid museum and left me alone in our haunted ass Airbnb.
I did do that, by the way.
You did certainly do that, and that was in the year 2020, so I'm lumping it into all the horrors of this year.
Also, there were 2 people who were coming to our live show the next day that were also on that tour.
Really?
At the museum with me.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
They were like, wow, we really lucked out. Like, this was the exact time to come to this exact location. Also, we'll see you on tour tomorrow.
It's super hard to find out where M is at any given time in any city. It's like
just
feast or like cryptid or swamp alligators. You could find them.
Just to let you know, I usually base I'm really giving myself away here, but like I really do plan my entire trip 99% around Atlas Obscura.
It's true.
And I usually come in at least a day early if I can to every city so I can like spend the night exploring. So like it's not hard to find me. And
even I arrive and like go to the hotel bar. Em arrives early and like goes on 6 a.m. tours. It's the wildest
I think our
shit.
entire tour, I did come in at least a night early, at least for most of the shows. I came in a night earlier before you and Eva, yeah. Just so I could do all the weird shit before I had to like go on stage. So anyway, that's how you can find me. It's not hard. Let's try this thing we've never ever done before, Christine. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Hello.
Fresh. Wow, that just came out of me like it was natural.
Just innate, almost, it seems. Welcome to where we talk about how much we love HelloFresh. This is probably our favorite part of every episode where we get to talk about the delicious meals that go into our bellies and how delightful this company is.
It's true. So HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit for a reason. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients, mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door, and you get to skip the trips to the grocery store, make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable, and you can like feel like you're actually cooking. So I'm just going to tell you right now, I made these black bean and poblano flautas, which they always make me feel so fancy because I'm like, Blaze, I'm making flautas. And he's like, what?
Don't bother me. Don't bother me and my flautas.
Don't bother me. Don't talk to me and my flautas ever again. And they're in the Hall of Fame, okay? And I swear, every time I get a Hall of Fame recipe, I'm like, I wonder how this will be. And it's always just like out of the park.
Every time.
Amazing.
Every time. My favorite is when Allison isn't in town so I can have her portion and then I get to eat 2 HelloFresh meals, which is exactly what's happening right now. And it helps you cut down on your grocery bills and your food waste. And HelloFresh delivers pre-portioned ingredients to you to your not overbuying, which is a burden on the planet and your wallet.
That's right. So go to HelloFresh.com/drink10 and use code drink10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping.
That's HelloFresh.com/drink10 and use code drink10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping. I decided I was just overwhelmed and letting the house get the better of me and brushed it off. That is until Britt got there. Britt is bride-to-be. She walked up to our temporary room and I heard her laugh out loud and exclaim, "Oh, okay." I walked upstairs to ask her about it, and she said she felt it too. Okay, that's exactly a Christine move, though.
That is extremely so.
You would walk up and be like, "Oh, never mind, got it."
Well, that is what happened because I showed up and realized Em had left like the creepiest fucking room to either me or Eva, and so I literally went, "Oh, okay," and you were like, "I got here first. It's like your problem." So guess what we did? We put Eva in it. Oops.
Don't tell them our secrets. Eva, we haven't said this in a while, but the day you decide to quit, we will say only one sentence and it will be, "We understand."
We will applaud. Also.
We'll be like, "You really suck it out a lot longer than we thought." Okay, the whole day went by without too much happening, save for that oppressive energy in our room. Luckily, that night, we drank enough to pass out and sleep uneventfully. No issues. Great.
Smart.
The following evening, we took it easy as we had a big day/night planned for Saturday, and we both went to bed and had considerable difficulty falling asleep, mainly because it felt like someone was sitting in the corner staring at us. Great. After I finally drifted off, I was pulled out of sleep by Britt shaking me awake. If you shook me awake, I wouldn't even wait around to ask what happened.
No,
I would just be like, I'd be like, "My shoes are on. What? Where? Yep. How fast are we running?"
Yep.
She was super distraught, smack in the middle of a panic attack. She said that she had woken up out of nowhere with her heart racing and feeling terrible and scared. I sat up for a bit, trying to calm her down. We turned on the TV and watched some X-Files. Okay. Not helpful, I don't think.
Yep. Also a Christine move. Like, let me just turn on the scariest.
Let me put on Sinister while I calm you down from your panic attack. I finally fell back asleep only to have one of the strangest dreams I've ever had. In my dream, there was an Egyptian sphinx. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, that is not funny. I literally stopped breathing. My watch is about to yell at me again, Em, and I'm over it. Holy cannoli.
In my dream, I was in the same bed I was sleeping in. Britt's back was to me, and she was sleeping on her side. I nudged her shoulder to wake her up because I was scared, and she rolled over to face me, only it wasn't her. Good night. We've had a few of these. We've had a few people write in about dreams like this where the person sleeping next to you is actually not that person. It's always bad. It was an old woman. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of. The woman sat up and just stared at me. Okay.
So she sat up. Okay. Good
so
night.
she knows you're awake and can see you. Is the worst
She's
part
like,
of it
it's
all.
about time. Yeah.
Yikes. Okay. I was immediately terrified and in my dream ran down the hall to the room where two of our friends were sleeping. I opened the door to find that the whole room had changed, different furniture, etc. And there was an old man with a walker sitting by the window. He looked at me confused and said, "Why are you here? You aren't supposed to be here."
Chills.
Okay. You know what? Fuck that. I was scared down to my core, frozen to the spot in my dream. I was woken up then by Britt, who said I was crying and moaning in my sleep. Thank God that your friend was a light enough sleeper.
Honestly, maybe I do want you to be in the room. I won't abandon you.
For obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons. Okay, I get it now. I get it now, everybody.
Buddy system. That's what we were missing before.
Oh, you and I just went straight to like fucking HBO drama.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
We sat there together, unable to sleep, just kind of holding each other. Okay, maybe wait a minute.
Okay, we spoke too soon, as usual.
Holding each other for what seemed like forever, and then we heard footsteps on the fucking staircase.
Ah! Sorry, that was so loud into the microphone.
Twists and turns, Lakota. This story is such a roller coaster. I would have told myself I was imagining it, but before I had even mentioned it, she said, "Did you hear the footsteps on those stairs?"
Nope.
Goose cam. What's even stranger is that they sounded like they started in the middle of the staircase, not the bottom. Fuck.
Ew.
I hate this. So it couldn't be any of our friends. We very clearly heard the steps ascend the stairs, and then we heard a board creak directly outside our fucking door. Now, I do not scare easily, and let me just admit I was terrified, mortified, scared. Yes, well, that makes total sense. We sat there together until the sun came up, and then I finally got angry and threw the bedroom door open. Nothing, no one. We bolted downstairs and laid on the couch in the living room. Somehow we managed a fantastic Bachelorette evening that night on our 2 hours of sleep. And that night we switched rooms with our two friends that aren't as sensitive to that stuff. And with the assistance of more alcohol, slept soundly that evening. The oppressive energy never left that hole upstairs, though. You better believe I left a lengthy review on Airbnb. And we left that day and coincidentally got introduced to your podcast on the drive back. Our friend,
way!
It was us, actually. We were trying to type.
Oops.
We were tapping into your psyche saying, "Listen to me."
We were like, hey, you guys should make out because you're lovers, right? And also their feast because we came for food.
also, I came for the feast. Christine came for HBO and also like
and wine, mead, if you will.
For the mead, yes.
For the mead.
Also, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be in the car listening to our podcast.
Sorry, you caught me with my walker. I'm the crypt keeper and my knees are really bad.
Our friend Ashley showed us one of your early shows and the rest is history. Thanks for listening to the story. Can't wait for until the world is back to normal and I can maybe see you live again in Nashville. Oh, well, I'm sure we'll be in Nashville one day. And then hang in there, 2020 is almost over. Well, by the time we're reading this, Lakota, 2020 is over.
You did it, Lakota.
You made it. Hashtag Team Wine. P.S. One more thing. I know you guys have issues, questions, problems with disembodied body parts. Weirdly enough, my job requires me to have great prowess in this area. So basically, if you have any questions about human body dismemberment, I've got you. And yes, it's legal. Maybe I'll write about that in the future. Maybe you should.
That was literally my next question. Is this something we're allowed to discuss on air?
When people say like, here's something really fucked up. Maybe I'll write you. It's like, what a tease. Just write it.
They know what they're doing.
Anyway, Lakota, that's fucking terrifying. Bananas.
All of these are really scary. I don't know, like, what's going on.
Eva was like, there's no theme. And it's like, apparently the theme was pooping my pants, Eva.
And like terrifying dreams also. I don't know. This is freaking me out. I honestly... It makes me wonder if there's like a time slip where it's like the old lady was in bed and she maybe saw you in her lifetime and was like, who's in my bed? And then the old man was like, what are you doing here? You know
the thought of like it being like the other situation where both of you are seeing each other in different lifetimes or different times. Like
spoilers.
Like your astral projection. You've both crossed over into each other's worlds. No.
Yeah, see, that freaks. Because then you wonder like, oh, are they seeing you? In some other,
like are you their ghost or is it the like I guess the more standard theory of like they're dead and they can tell you're alive and you shouldn't be able to see them, it's like
or that
they're both awful, like
they're both like just equally as bad as each other somehow.
The fact that they're also shocked to see you is what makes it extra startling, because usually you think like, oh, ghosts are here because they want you to see them, but like when clearly they're asking you like what is going on. Gio gets it. He gets it.
Earlier today, he was barking like crazy, and I went to the side door and I looked out, and there were like, I'm not even joking with you, maybe 30 to 40, like, I would say like 65-year-old men in like velour tracksuits.
What?
And they were walking down the street in a line, and I was like, yeah, I would be barking too. And I couldn't figure out, like, I literally just
I'd be
stared
hiding.
at them.
What
like,
is happening?
I was freaked out. I locked my door. I was like, I don't know what's going on. And I like live in a pretty quiet neighborhood, so I'm like staring. And then like 5 minutes later, this massive tour bus drives down the street, like huge double-decker situation where I was like, how does it even fit on my street? I do not know what was going on, but
what? How
they
many?
were all in these
like
tracksuits.
60-year-old men or 60 men?
They were like 60 to 70, and they were probably like 30 to 40 of them.
But that's wild.
It was so weird.
I can't even give you a situation where it's like, oh, maybe it was this.
Yeah. I was trying to figure it out. I was like, it's not like, unless it's maybe it was like a bowling team or something. I'm trying to think of what sporting event it would be. Like, it's not professional basketball. Like
they were in velour tracksuits because then it sounds like it could be like a senior gay pride or something.
Okay, some of them were velour, but a lot of them had like designer sneakers. Like it was bizarre.
Senior gay pride. I have a hunch. I know
in
it was
Kentucky, I guess.
In Kentucky,
welcome to Kentucky.
In December, that does not check out, but it's all I've got. So
okay, that's the other thing is it was like 25 degrees out, and they like were not wearing. I mean, they were wearing like tracksuits, but not like coats or hats or anything.
I don't know.
It was really
could it have
weird.
been like a gay Christmas? It's got to be gay if it's all velour and designer shoes.
You know what? I'm going to Google it. And I'm convinced that it's like some sort of like bowling league that takes itself really seriously and was like, we're going to get out our like nicest sneaker. I don't know.
The fact that like 3 or 4 dozen senior men can all get matching outfits and like do like a little.
They weren't matching. That's the other thing. None of them were matching. They were all. That's the weird part is they were all different outfits and shoes. And I was like, yeah, because they're all tracksuits.
If they were a team, they would all buy the same thing.
Yeah, you're probably right. Well,
so
you know what?
It's a club. It's like a running club or something.
Well, they're definitely not running.
Well, I mean, it was like maybe like a senior like power walking club.
Maybe they weren't walking very fast though. I gotta say
they were
70. Okay, fair. But I will say I live right across the river from the casino. Like maybe they were like going to the casino with the tour bus. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, why would there be a tour bus? I don't fucking know.
My mom, she said, I don't know why this reminds me of my mother, but she told me that one time in college I think it was birth control. It was some sort of birth control, but I think it was just like the pill or condoms or something. But when she was in college, she and her friend were like, I don't know, like maybe we should go get some like birth control or something. And I guess like people weren't really openly talking about that stuff yet. And or at least in her circle. And so they decided that they were going to do it, and they hyped themselves up and they're like, we're going to go get birth control. We're going to go do it. And as they were like traipsing to the parking lot, the other people were just kind of like popping up out of nowhere being like, where are you guys going? And they'd be like, we're getting birth control. And then slowly just became a crowd of like really excited college girls that were like all like a little power squad being like, birth control. And like by the time they all went to go like set up appointments or something, there was like a little pack of them. And it just reminded me of like a gaggle of girls just all like kind of popping up out of nowhere.
What's that TV show? That musical TV show.
It's the way she describes it. It sounds like it was a bit in a musical. Like that was just like, it started with 2 people and it slowly grew with excited.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, it sounds like. Where they're all like meeting up like in song. Yeah.
That's what it felt like. And now I'm imagining it's just like that, except a bunch of old men being like, we're going to go bowling. And everyone just shows up in their own tracksuit.
I'm like trying to Google it. It's like not working. What a shock. I'm going to Google it later because I'm like really. Oh, you know what? Also like horse racing down here, maybe? Racetrack?
I can promise you there are no 70-year-old jockeys in only tracksuits that
are
not riding
jockeys,
horses.
But betting. Not like
betting.
Riding horses, but betting on the track.
Oh, betting. I thought you said betting. I was like, I think they don't. I don't think horses are beds.
Brooklinen.com. No, maybe like it's the horse track. Okay, I don't know.
No, that could be it. That's not a bad idea.
I feel like that or the casino is the only thing that makes sense why they're all glammed out.
If you happen to be in the Kentucky, Ohio area and you have a grandfather with a tracksuit, ask them what the fuck was going on that day.
And tell them I love those. One person had these like neon yellow sneaks, and I was like, whoa, those are cool.
And I'll ask how they also got a tour bus to like accompany them.
And how did it fit down my street? Because the moving truck told me they couldn't fit. So I don't know how they got their double-decker bus, but okay. Anyway, sorry, everybody. I guess I should read...
story number 4, yes.
The next story. This is called My Family Secret Was Made into a Movie. Oh my gosh.
Bye. I'm so excited.
This ends in my HBO dream. Okay.
This is it.
This is from Abby, who's she, her pronouns. Thank you, Abby. Not only am I a lover of all things true crime, but with that love comes my deep-seated curiosity. In other words, I'm nosy as hell. This sounds like a chapter book, like a book.
A diary entry?
A novel? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm nosy as hell and have been my entire life. Yep.
Checks out.
Growing up, I picked up on a certain topic that would result in a look shot across the room from Grandma. We call her Hamma. I hope I'm saying that right. This is the look that halted any further discussion. Finally, I had reached the age that my grandmother finally deemed I was old enough to be let into the secret.
Oh my God.
During one of my weekly phone calls while I was in college, Hamma spilled the beans. The secret, her cousin, Gary Paul Carr, was involved in the kidnapping and murder of the most hated woman in America, Madeline Murray O'Hare, her son, John Garth Murray, and her granddaughter, Robin Murray O'Hare. Oh my gosh.
That's a lot
Madeline Murray.
Okay.
Very Irish family, I think.
I don't know any of these people yet, but I'm excited to go watch the movie tonight.
Seriously. Madeline Murray O'Hare was an activist best known for being an atheist and publishing The Complete Division of Church and State. Nope. Pushing.
I was like, damn, that is a powerful woman. Wow.
I thought it was a book. I was like, wow, okay. Sorry, being an atheist and pushing the complete division of church and state. In 1995, O'Hare, her son, and her granddaughter disappeared from Austin, Texas. All that was left behind was dinner on the table, oh my God, and a note on the door stating the Murray O'Hare family has been called out of town on an emergency basis.
Oh, shit.
We do not know how long we will be gone at the time of the writing of this memo.
Oh my God.
Ultimately, the investigation honed in on David Roland Waters, who was a former employee and ex-felon. Both he and Carr were arrested and imprisoned. The only other person involved in committing the crime was Danny Fry, who was murdered by Waters and Carr. I'll leave my telling of the story brief, as all my knowledge of the situation has been gathered from my own research and the movie adaptation of the story that was released in 2017. My grandma divulged no additional information as this is still a topic she doesn't like to discuss.
Wow.
I'm unsure of how close a relationship the cousins had growing up, but I'm assuming it has to be strange knowing their intertwined childhoods resulted in very different outcomes. My great aunt, Gary's mother, has been a figure at family gatherings my entire life. She is in her mid-90s at this point and lives in a small cabin on a lake with her other son. She recently survived a stroke and is a hardy Midwestern lady that my family is all convinced may outlive us all.
Wow.
Flash forward a couple years and I bring my boyfriend up north, what us in Wisconsin believe is a vacation in the summer, to spend the 4th of July, also my grandma's birthday, with my family. This is the first time they're all meeting him, and by the second night of knowing him, my family tells him. I waited 20 years to be privy to this information, which he obtained in less than 48 hours. I was salty to say the least. Thank you for being the voices that fill my home so I'm not lonely and being vulnerable enough to share your highs and lows. Love you both and Eva so much and all that you do. Yours truly, Abby, she, her. P.S. I brought my best friend, also a lover of true crime, to the Milwaukee show, and it was the greatest friend day ever. I can't wait for the day you can come back.
Aww. So
also,
sweet.
like, what?
Yeah. What?
So her cousin was a kidnapped and murdered. Oh my God, an activist and her son and her granddaughter. Holy shit. That's horrifying.
It's wild because, neither of us get to be surprised anymore. But it is wild when you think, there is, a murderer does have family. Like, someone out there is related to the dark stuff we talk about. And it's, crazy.
And, coworkers and,
yeah.
acquaintances and people you just don't think about or oh my God, how creepy is that? Also, that is also the most Renata thing of my boyfriend shows up and all of a sudden he learns all these family secrets. I'm like, yeah, that's the time again with the Ray-Ban ad when my mother told me this at my 13th birthday party and I was mortified.
Sometimes I wonder how she landed Tim and how he didn't just escape. He was like, this is too much and just flee. She does a really good job of spreading out
I think the thing.
The dark facts, because I think he probably found out after he said I do, and
it was too late.
And
yeah, exactly.
He was like, oh, okay.
Listen, it was too late for me too, so I get it, Tip. Don't worry.
There was never escape for you. He had a chance.
We're all in it together.
All right. So this is number 5. This is called My Aunt Caught a Mass Murderer. Holy shit.
This is a lot of like
powerful
really
women.
Intense. Yeah. Crime and ghosts. Jeez.
This is from Irene, who uses she, her pronouns. Thank you for normalizing pronouns, Irene.
I like that name.
I do too. It makes me I know this isn't the same name, but it makes me think of Eileen. And then I think of the song Come On, Eileen.
Oh, no. I know. Don't get that stuck in my head, please.
Okay. I just kidding.
Come on, Irene.
Okay. Come on, Irene. Okay. So here we go. I was watching some TikToks tonight because, of course, and I came across, I like how there's no hi or anything. It's just like.
That's what this one was too.
I was watching TikToks. Or I think maybe it might have gotten cut off or something.
I love how this one was like, not only my deep-seated curiosity, and that one's like, I was watching TikTok one night.
It's like, I'm nosy. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Okay. I was watching TikToks because, of course, and I came across someone telling me the story of Richard Speck. I don't think you have covered him before, but it's one of the worst crimes in Chicago history. All right, Christine, write that down.
Wait, I thought I did maybe I didn't.
The name sounds familiar. Richard Speck.
He's very famous.
I feel like you would have covered that like at a Chicago show, maybe.
I don't think so, because I feel like that's too big of a
we'll check later.
Story. But anyway, okay.
Long story short, in 1966, he killed 8 nursing students one by one in their home. Only one woman survived because she hid under a bed. And after his murders...
Yes.
Oh, so you did cover this.
No, I don't. Wait, maybe. Where did you put the list of episodes? I can't find
Listen. It's on Listen.
I was like, I'm listening. What?
No, it's on the Listen tab. Hang on.
No, I didn't. I must not have covered it. I don't know why I thought that. But I know the story really well. Maybe I heard it on another
that's what I was saying. Did you do it at like at the Chicago show when we were?
It could be. No, because I did Chicago Tylenol murders. I don't know. Whatever. I think maybe I just heard it on My Favorite Murder and assume I covered it too.
Okay, well, TBD.
Anywho.
Okay, so only one woman survived because she hid under the bed, and after his murder, Speck was on the run and then tried to kill himself, but then changed his mind and went to the county hospital where he checked in under a different name. No one at the hospital knew it was him until someone spotted the Born to Raise Hell tattoo on his arm. The story goes that a young first-year doctor spotted the tattoo and told the nurse on duty, Kathy O'Connor. And I'm not going to... Okay, Kathy O'Connor. I told the nurse on duty, Kathy O'Connor, to call the police while he took credit for saving the day. Well, classic.
Well,
however, my aunt is Nurse Kathy. And she has a very different story to tell. She was the one who spotted the tattoo first and alerted the doctor to it. Now my aunt is okay, I love this sentence. Now my aunt is, for lack of a better term, a bitch. Okay. But a badass bitch. Okay. But also a bitch is literally the sentence here.
Noted.
I loved getting to say that a million times. That was fun. Okay.
Me too. Damn, I'm jealous.
She was also 23 and had heard about the eight women her age in her profession that were murdered in cold blood. That checks out. Like, you would be alert and aware that like people like you are dying around you. Yeah, okay. So this isn't reported, but she said some pretty horrible things to him that made him cry while she waited for the police. She has made me cry on many occasions for doing things not even close to what he did. So I cannot imagine how badly she treated him. Anyway, he deserved it. You know what? Sometimes you need to know just like one cold-hearted woman to just say the things we're all thinking.
There's a time and a place for the cold-hearted bitch in everyone's life. So.
And Nurse Kathy was like, this is my fucking moment. Here we go.
I love that her name is Nurse Kathy. That's like the least suspecting name of all time.
Also, I'd like to think if she's that mean of a person, she also had a few choice words for the dude that took the credit.
That's what I thought we were going with, but this is even better. Like, I thought we were going with the doctor, but wow, she called out Richard Speck. Holy shit.
She also deserved some of the honor for helping to catch him. She's retired from nursing now, but spent her whole life dealing with cocky doctors always taking credit from her, so I just wanted to give a little shout out and set the story straight. Anywho, love the podcast and all of you. I have a bunch of ghost stories I'll write about later, but wanted this one to stand alone. Oh, and Christine, I went to American.
Hey, what? Really?
Yay for other famous alumni because besides Judge Judy and Michael Cohen.
Yes. And who? Oh, yes. I thought you said Jimmy Fallon. I was like, oh, I got to add that to the list. No, I always tell people Judge Judy went to American. Nobody really cares except me.
But. You know what's interesting is like 2 people I admired the most as a child, which is like says a lot about my childhood.
And Judge Judy?
No, Judge Judy and Jerry Springer. You have something to say about both of them.
I have something to say about a lot of people, but yes, I do have something to say about this too. You're right.
But it also says
they're
something.
Both connection to me.
It says something about my upbringing that like they were my idols growing up. I was like, wow, my favorite daytime programming.
I mean, it's literally my favorite fact that I'm connected to both of them. So clearly, you and I are not far off in like our admiration for these people.
I should have known the second you threw that like fun fact to me the first time. I was like, this is a friendship meant to be.
Yeah, we have something in common.
Anyway, thank you, Irene. I hope Nurse Kathy knows that we appreciate what she's done, but also maybe don't let her listen to this episode because we did call her a bitch. So,
okay,
I said the sentence,
said it,
but she's gonna know what you think of her.
Kathy, I'm scared you're gonna have to put my IV in someday, and I'm not gonna say a word about you.
Nurse Kathy, if you ever ask if I was a podcaster, I'm gonna say no, ma'am, no. Didn't never, not a once,
ma'am.
Anyway,
I definitely have heard that on My Favorite Murder. That's probably why I thought I had covered it.
Got it.
Okay. Cool. All right. Where am I now? Okay. La 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 la. Oh, we didn't also get the name of the movie that other person's that Abby's family was in. I want to know the name of the movie.
That's what I thought was going to happen too.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay. Let's see. This is from MJ. She, her. Thank you, MJ. And it is called The One Where I Accidentally Gave a Convicted Killer a Ride, the Canadian edition.
Sounds Canadian that you would accidentally give a killer a ride.
Yes, it does. I am from a city called Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada. While Moncton does have its dark history, I'd highly encourage looking up the stories of the monster of Miramichi and the most recent RCMP shootings. It was and still is a fairly safe place to grow up. It's a type of city that friends show up unannounced for a visit. Most people know you as so-and-so's daughter, and every visit to the mall ends up being a high school reunion.
Aw.
All right, now that the stage is set, let's crack into it. The year was 2010, and I was a very, very, very naive 21 years old. That night, my friend was hosting his annual end-of-the-summer keg party, and a group of us had spent the day setting everything up. The festivities were well on their way, and everyone who was meant to come was there, being way too drunk in true East Coast keg party fashion. While talking with some friends, a guy that I sort of recognized came up and went, "Hey, MJ, right? You're friends with so-and-so. It's Andrew." I looked at him trying to figure out where I had known him from, but again, small city, everyone kind of knows each other. Not thinking much of it, I talked with him for a bit when he pointed out that I didn't have a drink. I explained that I was leaving early the next morning to go to a concert in Halifax. It was an all-day outdoor festival. Pitbull and LMFAO were the headliners.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so glad you told me because I was wondering that immediately.
LMFAO in Canada? Okay, see ya.
And Pitbull? I love it.
Halifax, of all places.
I know.
We know I love Halifax.
I was definitely going to be drunk enough for everyone at that party at the festival, and that I wasn't going to be staying much longer and heading home. He then asked in which direction I was going because he was actually looking for a ride downtown. Lucky for him, I lived downtown. Okay. I told him I wasn't really sure when I'd be leaving, but if he was still around by then, I'd let him know. He then proceeded to ask me about every 20 minutes when I'd be leaving. Okay, well, get a hint, guy.
Yeah.
Finally, I thought I would just drive him downtown and come back. Not a big deal, right? Wrong. We got to my car and I started to drive. He then looks at me and says, "So, Rebecca, what have you been up to?" I look at him puzzled and said, "MJ," which is her name.
Right.
He looks at me and says, "I know. You used to work at this restaurant and you're friends with this person." So clearly he knew who I was. I think it was just the emphasis had to be on the right word.
Gotcha.
Sorry, Em and I were literally sitting there and I was like, I feel like I'm taking an SAT try because our brains couldn't wrap around it.
I couldn't process the sentence, but it was like, I think it really was just like a matter of punctuation figuring it out.
I really think I had to read it out loud for it to make sense.
No, the way that you just said it makes total sense.
Okay, cool. I know you used to work at this restaurant and you're friends with this person, so clearly he knew who I was. He then asked me where I work now. So I told him that I was working for the government conducting supervised visits with children in the foster system and their parents. Oh. He proceeds to say, "No way, you used to be in the system and now you work for the system." Again, very confused, I tell him I have no idea what he's talking about. I've never been in any system. Trying to change the subject, I ask him what he's been up to, and that is when he drops a bomb. He tells me he just recently got out of prison. Not wanting to hear why or what happened, I don't say much.
Truly.
I just love that moment of like, cool.
How about some tunes? How about beer me that disc?
Beer me that disc. Oh my God. Not wanting to hear why or what happened, I don't say much, and then he decides to pull out and show me his laminated prison ID. What a party trick that is.
Yeah. I certainly feel tricked.
Yeah. I glanced at it and saw his full name, and that is when it hit me. I knew exactly where I knew him from. Rewind a few years ago when my friend started dating this guy. I didn't have a good feeling about him at all and told her there was something about him that just rubbed me the wrong way. She laughed it off and told me I watched too many murder shows. Okay, this friend needs to listen up.
Yeah.
And that it was fine. A few months later, this same guy was arrested for beating the literal shit out of someone with a baseball bat.
Oh my God.
The poor guy later passed away from his injuries, and my friend's ex ended up in jail.
Whoa.
Oh shit. In case you haven't put 2 and 2 together yet, I mean, I think this math Em and I can do.
This is the logic reasoning in the SAT that I got.
This is what I wish the SAT had been, because I think Em and I could figure this
B, B equals C, A equals C. Yeah,
In case you haven't put 2 and 2 together, that was who was in my car. I tried to not say much and not to mention the fact that I'm an idiot and just realized he killed someone.
Oh my God.
He asked to borrow my phone to call his friend to let him know he was close and to meet him outside the bar he was going to. I let him do it because killer, duh, and quickly dropped him off. He tried calling my phone a few times that night from his friend's phone, and I didn't pick up. Ew, so he knew that he had called his friend and then started calling the number back, knowing it was your phone.
Whoa.
Yikes. Oh, it keeps going. Whoops. Okay.
Okay, great.
Later that night, when I was finally home, I was in my room getting ready for bed when all of a sudden I hear pounding on my front door and someone screaming, Rebecca.
Bye. Okay.
I froze. I couldn't believe he found where I lived. And of course he did. I said I lived downtown. He knew the car I drove, and I parked right in front of my apartment. I got out of my room and woke up my roommate and her boyfriend, who were both less than impressed when I told them what was happening. Oops, I accidentally brought a murderer here. Oh my God.
What jabroni. What?
Seriously.
What a mistake. Uh-oh.
Oopsies. Luckily, he got the hint, and I didn't answer my phone or door and left. He left a series of bizarre voicemails on my phone, but I never heard back from him. Moral of the stories, 21-year-olds are dumb. Always trust your gut about someone, and never, ever, ever give someone a ride when they call you by the wrong name 3 times. Okay, so that must have been Rebecca was the wrong name. That should have been my first hint. Don't worry, we didn't get it either, MJ. Love you guys. Love the podcast. Thank you for keeping me company and sane during these weird, strange times.
Oh my gosh.
XOXO MJ. And I will add, definitely not Rebecca.
Definitely. What a noodlehead you were that night. Because if I found out that I was driving someone, if I was driving someone who I knew that they just bludgeoned someone to death, I might not drive home immediately. I would be like, I'm gonna go out of town for the weekend now.
I would probably just pull over at the police station and be like, arrest me, I've done something terrible. I don't even know what I've done.
I would like you to lock me up just so I'm safe, if you could.
I feel like this, yeah, exactly. I feel like this is something I would do, though, so I'm not even going to pretend like it isn't. I feel like I would do this, and then I would be like, well, I'm sure it's fine. And then, it's very, I get it. It's something dumb.
I get it. I
drunk
totally
at parties
get it.
And done way stupider shit, so.
As an adult, though, as I'm slowly, reaching the age of, parents, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so scared for you.
Closer to 30, yeah.
I'm just thinking, now that I know better, I'm scared for you. But when I was 21, I absolutely would have also done it.
I think the time when we started the podcast, I was still pretty friggin' stupid. I think doing the podcast has really put a new storyline in my head about strangers.
It really was it's my favorite murder of don't, fuck politeness,
Yeah, exactly.
We hadn't heard that phrase before. I think
we're all learning. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, so this is the bonus one. This is from Nicole, who uses she, her pronouns. Thank you for normalizing pronouns, Nicole. And we got 2 Richard Speck stories this
what?
week.
What's going on?
Well, so for those of you who don't know, if you join Patreon, one of your spectacular little benefits is that you can catch me on Instagram every Tuesday for tea time.
Catch me at tea time. It's going to get weird, as Em likes to say.
It gets weird. It gets way fucking weird. People really don't hold back when it comes to announcing their secrets. And
I'm not. By the way, just to be clear, I'm not invited because for whatever reason,
Christine's literally never seen one because she's.
I saw the first two, and then I was like, "Wow, this is so fun!" And then like literally every Tuesday, it's on our literal, and that's why we drink calendar. And I like don't see anything, and then the next day, Em posts like some screenshots of it, and I'm like, "Wait, it happened? I wasn't invited."
Christine, we just talked about this, by the way, like 24 hours ago. And I was like, I checked my close friends and you're fucking there.
To be fair, though, you have to understand why I'm skeptical because you have removed me like 3 times.
I have removed you for like nice reasons.
Okay,
and
but
then
the
I just
first
forget
time
to add you back.
Well, the first time you never added me. You were like, I didn't think to add you.
There's never any malice to it. It's just me being silly, like a silly goose.
It's just me being sensitive. So I'm just going to continue to watch the screenshots, I guess, and listen to this story and participate in this third party way.
One day, Christine might make it to close friends. Who's to say?
It's not for me to say, clearly.
But you certainly could become a close friend.
Wait, I'm not a patron. That's why. Okay, I'll start giving you money. Is that what you want from me?
Just Venmo me a couple bucks.
Yeah, okay.
But so basically people can submit their anything they want. Usually I prefer gossipy drama because I'm trash and have no moral ground.
Can confirm.
And so people like to anonymously submit their secrets.
It is fun. From what I remember, it's a great time.
Since yesteryear, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to be petty about it, I swear.
But, okay, so the reason I mentioned all of this for Tea Time Tuesday, by the way, join Patreon if you'd like, and you can be a part of Tea Time Tuesday. The reason I mention that is because every week so far, we have started a murder tally where...
what?
So because every single time we do Tea Time Tuesday, at least a dozen people are like, I know a murderer. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, how many people know murderers? And so I've been like, at least once every Tea Time Tuesday, I caption one of the posts with like, please submit your story to And That's Why I Drink. So apparently,
yes, I've seen those.
Apparently, someone actually finally did. So this is our first. Hey! This is our first Tea Time Tuesday submission.
Crossover, I love it.
And this says, my dad spent time in prison with John Wayne Gacy and Richard Speck, which means we have two listeners out there, one whose dad spent time with Richard Speck and one whose aunt yelled at Richard Speck. So
this is crazy.
That's way fun. Really bringing the world together. So this is what Nicole has to say. Hello, and That's Why We Drink fam. My name is Nicole, and I have a story that my dad shared with me not too long ago. My dad grew up in Illinois and was a bit of a troublemaker. And to this day, he refuses to share with me what he did to end up in prison. Uh-oh, Nicole. But I'm gonna guess it has something to do with drugs. Okay, at least it's not murder. He used to have an $800 a day heroin habit in the 70s, and it's amazing he didn't OD and die. Well, I'm very proud of your dad's recovery then.
Me too.
Whatever it was that he did, it was bad enough to land him in prison in... Ooh, this is a French word. Joillet, Illinois?
I don't think they pronounce it in Illinois like a French word.
Then Joylet. It's literally toilet with a J.
Hang on. I know. I think it's Joliet. I'm almost positive it's Joliet.
Joylet?
No, Joliet.
The I is before the L, unless they spelled it wrong.
They spelled it wrong because it's definitely Joliet.
Oh, I literally was like, I'm going to avoid saying toilet if I can.
Joylet.
Sorry.
I mean, as if it's the Joliet that I know that it's Joliet. Illinois.
From now on, when I want to like sound classy when I'm going to the bathroom, I'm going to say I'm using the Toliet. How about that? Just twist the letters around. Okay, so it was bad enough to land him in prison in Joliet, Illinois for 9 years. He said he was incarcerated in 1978 and he met a man named John Wayne Gacy. He was in the cell next to him. Holy shit.
Oh, God.
He refused to go into detail with me about it when asked, but also told me that he knew Richard Speck as well, since they were in at the same time. He told me, you'll never know what true evil is until you meet someone like that.
Ew, 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 ew.
My dad is pretty closed off when it comes to those parts of his past and has, for the most part, refused to talk about it in great length. He thinks my obsessions with true crime and all things spooky are weird, but then drops this bomb of knowledge on me like it's no big deal. Thanks for reading. I've got lots of other spooky and some true crime stories to share, but I'll save those for another time, Nicole.
Wow. Okay, just to have like to hear your dad say that's true evil must be the scariest, most like sobering moment.
Especially a man who according to you doesn't really talk about things or doesn't share things from the past. It's always the more cryptic and mysterious it sounds, the worse it is.
Yeah.
Like if I said like you'll never know true evil like that, obviously I'm going to go into as much detail as my ADHD brain will allow.
Also, you say that to me like all the time, so
exactly.
I'm like, oh, okay.
But if this man like never talks about his past, and he's like, you will never know evil like that. All of a sudden, I'm like, I gotta know now. You better tell me.
Truly, because at the beginning, I was like, oh, Em and I would have found out if this was our dad. But now I'm like, I don't blame him.
I would have been like, you can't leave this room until I know every bit of information.
But at this point, I'm like, I don't blame him. If my dad was like, because my dad definitely does not appreciate my true crime now career, I guess. He is not a fan. And he calls it disgusting stuff.
Great.
I judge him for that, but if he then was like, but I also sat next to John Wayne Gacy and experienced true evil, then I'd be like, I get it. I get it.
Checks
out. You
out.
don't have to like it.
Checks out.
Like, I'm not going to judge you. So woof. Okay.
Well, anyway, thank you for, well, first of all, to Eva for reading all of those and figuring out which stories we would read. And thank you to everyone who wrote in.
Those were good.
Those were
Welcome
juicy.
to 2021.
Wow, really rang in the new year appropriately, I think.
Oh, so. I have a fun fact about Joliet. I just looked it up.
Oh.
So apparently, this is a really actually fun fact.
Oh.
Mispronouncing is a misdemeanor in Joliet, so you'd be fined.
Fuck.
It's a town... Oh, sorry.
No. I was going to say I didn't mispronounce it once. Not even a little bit. So.
Not even a little tiny bit.
Nope.
Town fathers in Joliet reflecting the pet peeve of hearing their town's name mispronounced Joliet, or I guess Joylet.
Sorry.
Well, if it was spelled that way, that's, when all local folk know it's pronounced Joliet, made pronouncing it Joliet a misdemeanor punishable by a $5 fine.
$5. I'll Venmo Illinois $5. That's fine.
That's wild. Okay.
Huh.
Wow.
Well,
this is a fun fact.
In Virginia Beach, which was like right near where I went to school, it's illegal to swear in public, and I was always I was like, oh boy, I'm in big trouble.
If Em was like, I was in jail for some time, I'd be like, I know why.
Well, all this, it's really fun if you ever look up like the signs for like no swearing or no cussing or whatever it was. It's like the red circle with a slash through it, but it's a bunch of expletives. Like, it's like
symbols?
Yeah, it's a bunch of symbols.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, that was always the one law that I knew. I was like, if I'm going to jail for anything, I can promise it's this one.
Yeah, yeah, not surprised.
Anyway, thank you everyone who submitted stories for January. Next time we see it will be February. Oh my gosh. Wow. Which will be, I guess, at some whenever the second episode comes out or the February episode comes out, we'll probably be talking about the fact that we've hit 4 years.
Will be, I was going to say our 3-year anniversary, but I guess it's our 4-year.
It is our 4-year.
Wow, I can't wrap my head around it. 4-year anniversary next month. Woof.
Oh my gosh. So thank you to everyone who submitted. If you would like to submit, you can do it either through andthat'swhywydrink@gmail.com or, which is more preferred, is the submission form on andthat'swhywydrink.com.
That's right.
So yeah, thank you so much, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Cool cat. Catch you on the flip flop.
Okay. Thanks, Dad.
You're okay. And
that's all right. We
drink.